Hey, welcome. Make sure that you use the chat. Tell us who you are, where you're from. We're super excited to be here today. We kind of have a little twist on our live. So you want to make sure that you can hear us, put it in the chat. Make sure that you're sharing it out with everyone. This is going to be super exciting. I want to remind you all, we only have like a few, very, very few. I'm pushing the limits here. So very few tickets left for our Vegas event, November 23rd, where we will introduce to the world Royaltie AI. November 23rd in Las Vegas. You do not want to miss it. You want to make sure that you are there. Get your business partners there as well. Invite your guests. And there are just a few tickets left, and you can find them at royaltievegas.now.site. If you're looking for the schedule for that event as well, you can go to vegasschedule.now.site. Super excited. Cannot wait to see you all there. Once again, I'm going to say it just one more time. We're kind of pushing the limits here. So please make sure that you go share the link out with everyone that you have and kind of get in those last registrations as fast as we can. We'll get everybody registered and signed up for the event. November 23rd, Las Vegas is going to be amazing. Cannot wait to see you all there. Super excited. We have some special guests with us today that we are going to introduce you to so that they can share their experience with Royaltie as well. So make sure that you are, once again, sharing this out, getting your business partners and customers on here. You do not want to miss it. Little twist to our usual Facebook Live that we do every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with our founder, Justin Bellobaba. So before we get into the Q&A, I'm just going to quickly hand it on over to Justin. He's going to talk about Royaltie, where we are today, and how Royaltie AI is going to propel us here in the next few weeks as we get started November 23rd. We're super excited about that date. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce our special guest, and we'll get into the Q&A. So with that being said, thanks, Justin.
Thanks, Cheryl. Hey, everybody. So Vegas is now less than a month away. Wow. We've got, we opened up 50 more tickets, and those are almost all gone. We're down to like single digits. So I don't know if it's like 7 left or 8, but there's very few. So if you are interested in coming, today's the day. I am sure by the end of like today, they'll be gone, which is super cool because that'll put us at 450 attendees, which is it's more than I expected. Cheryl was right. I was wrong, which is to the surprise of no one. Anyway, so that's very exciting. Of course, we are working feverishly to get everything ready for that. It's come up kind of a few times, like what makes this this so special and different from other features that we've done before, right? Like what makes artificial intelligence such a huge leap forward for us. And I think if I had to kind of summarize why it matters, I would put it like this: like what we have spent the last year plus building is a set of self-serve tools, right? Sort of like everything you need to market online. Simple, intuitive, all in one place, build your landing page, your email campaign, your online ad, social marketing posts, now content marketing, CRM, right? Like bring all these tools together. Whereas before you would have to put together like 7 or 8 different systems to do all that. So that was huge, right? But what we have also learned is that in order for people to succeed with a set of tools, you need to kind of understand how the tools work, and you need to get good at using them. And for thousands of people, that is exactly what they've done, right? Like they've, you all have learned the different elements of online marketing, and you've learned how to, use the tools that we provided to start to kind of, benefit from, all the online marketing strategies that we've made kind of available inside the platform. So that's awesome. And look, there's no question that we could be a, big, very successful company if we just focused on providing, more tools, better tools. If we kind of stayed with that strategy, we would continue to grow, at a world-class rate and continue to, enhance a product that is already very, very, very good. But we're not satisfied with that, right? Like that's not who we are to be kind of satisfied with anything less than the optimal, best possible solution. And what we learned was over the last year was that the requirement that someone learns and understands all of these different concepts, for many people it's doable, but for many people it's not, right? Like there are lots of people out there that would love to have access to the biggest group of customers in the history of the world, which is what's available online today, but they just don't want to learn all of this stuff. And I get that. Like I can relate to that in other areas of my life, right? Like when it's not, I'm passionate about software, but I'm not passionate about like learning, I don't know, about like home repair stuff. Like I'm terrible about that stuff, right? I just want it to work. And I don't necessarily care how things work. I just want them to work. And so, and people will, some people are passionate about home repair and not so passionate about software. And so I get it. I respect it. And I think what is so exciting about AI and machine learning is for this huge group of people that don't want to invest the time learning the concepts and acquiring the knowledge and the skills, we can still enable all of these millions and millions and millions of people to succeed by making the system itself smart, right? And using all of the data that we're collecting to not just provide a set of tools, but to make those tools automatic, right? Like they will just work, like they'll all work like instantly and automatically for every new customer, and to use the data that we're collecting to actually improve the the content that we're producing and the landing pages and the ads and the emails, so that you don't, as an individual, necessarily, like you won't have to understand how to optimize SEO, and you don't have to understand what a blog is. You don't have to understand how to, how to keep your emails out of spam folders. You don't have to understand how to A/B test your ad. Like all of these concepts that, are pretty advanced, that many of us understand, right? There are millions of people out there that just want it to work without having to invest a whole bunch of time understanding the concepts and learning how to use the tools. And that is what is so powerful about AI, is we can unlock we can make this whole thing automated and optimized without needing the individual themselves to have to learn all of these concepts and get good at them. That to me, like that's how we go from, tens of thousands of customers to millions of customers, right? And how we go from, being a very, very good company to being a world-class great software company that will help millions of people, improve their businesses. So high level, that's what this is all about. This is not just like a new feature. Like we will continue to release new features. We haven't forgotten about SMS. We haven't forgotten about remarketing. We haven't forgotten about enhancing the CRM. We haven't forgotten about landing pages, the third version of landing pages. Like we will absolutely continue to broaden the range of features, but AI is so much more than another feature. It's about making all of these tools automated and optimized and accessible to millions and millions of people that themselves are just never going to learn to do it themselves. And so we can actually do that. And that's what we're launching in a month. So I hope that kind of clarifies why this is such a big deal. It's not a feature. This is really kind of redefining who we are as a company and broadening, tremendously broadening the appeal of the product, right? Like, today, and I'll pass this back to Cheryl in a moment, but today, for someone to succeed, they need to understand how each one of these concepts work, right? And as someone who's a representative of the company, I have to explain every single one of these concepts, right? And have that resonate with someone, you know, who's never really, you know, taking the time to understand any of these things. In less than a month, you know, you don't have to explain everything. You can say, look, you want landing pages, you want emails, you want online ads, you want social marketing, you want content marketing, you want blog, you want SEO, you've heard of all these things, right? You want to access this huge group of customers that's online. Now, just sign up, and it will all of these online marketing strategies will be automated. And the more you use the system, the smarter the system will get, and the better the results you will get. So anyway, I wanted to share that because this is a big deal, right? This is not a new feature. This is a fundamental, you know, redefinition of who we are and the value that we bring. So, Cheryl, back over to you.
Royalty, your marketing done. Thanks for sharing, Dustin. I appreciate it. And I want to bring up some special guests that we have here today so that they can talk about their experience that they've had with Royaltie. The first guest that I have with me today is Miss Laura. She's going to talk a bit about it's like the siren. She's going to talk about a little bit about her experience with the company. So everyone, please help me welcome Miss Laura Smith. 1 second, Laura, while I bring you on over to the screen.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I am Laura Smith, and I am from Charleston, South Carolina. And as a lot of y'all know me, but a lot of you might not know me. And I have been with Royaltie and using our services for going on 2.5 years. I was your total example of a small business owner who had no clue. I was the 99% who weren't marketing online, who had no idea how to get those fancy landing pages or make a website. I was, you know, tied to a friend who might know how to do it or asking questions of my son who was in college. And so as a salon owner and a lifestyle coach, I knew the importance of being online, but I had no clue how to get there. So I was using traditional marketing like flyers, sandwich board sign out in front of my salon, vendor events. I would, you know, even had videos running in a hotel, like in the elevators or in sports bars in the ladies' room. So I had done just about everything to market my business. And, you know, the return on that was super low. And the cost of doing those things was super high. And the commitment was long-term, usually 12 to 24 months. And who knew what was going to be happening in your salon in 24 months when you're making a video to be shown in hotels around the city of Charleston? So nothing I was doing was really very effective at all. So when I ran into Royaltie, I just knew from an affordability factor side that it was what my salon needed. I knew that we could be easily seen on our local websites and just people, you know, perusing the internet all around me because I'm surrounded by #1 salons and coffee shops. And what do people do when they're in those places? They're on their phones, they're on their laptops. And so if I could find an affordable way to advertise right where my audience was, I knew it would be a win-win situation. So that's exactly what happened with my salon. I was able to not only help myself by making small website landing pages for people to opt into, but I was able to help my stylists who are too busy doing what they know how to do, and that's making people beautiful. So they don't have the time or skills to stay home and make a website, you know, and it's very, it can be very daunting for a client to ask you, do you have a website? And them to go, you know, you can see it, their face falls and they go, no, I don't have a website. You know, when I really want to just shout at the client, hey, do you have a website? You know, it's not something that the average small business owner has. So with Royaltie, we have the ability to make dozens of those, as seen in my back office, because I make a whole lot, and you know, be able to share them with the people that work in my workspace. As for my results with using Royaltie and our line of products over the last 2.5 years, I would have to say that my online presence has increased 1,000%, seeing now I had 0 And then, just the numbers are what's going to talk. That's what's going to show a business owner, is this really, really, really this magical? And I can promise you that our walk-in clientele has increased at least 20% over the last, 18 months. And, I'm not a big pusher of retail in my salon. People, they're spending a lot of money there to begin with. So when you can get somebody to buy some products on top of that, or they come looking for your product because they see some kind of marketing online, whether it be a landing page advertising some of the products I sell, or whether it be an ad that pops up on their Facebook, those have increased significantly, I would say to the tune of 40 to 50% over the last 18 months. So that's my experience with Royaltie. That's why I'm here. It streamlines my daily method of operation. It helps me be able to contact my clients simply by clicking a button and shooting them an email. And nothing is easier than that when you're super busy like I am on a daily basis. So I hope that helps some small business owners out there realize the value of our amazing marketing system.
Thank you so much, Laura, for sharing. We're going to bring up another special guest to share his testimonial about Royaltie. So I'm going to bring up, no, Justin and I are on the screen, but we will bring up Mr. Ron Pruitt. Hey, Ron.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. Hey, listen, my name is Ron Pruitt. I live in Houston, Texas, and I've been involved in this network marketing industry for 28 years now. And what I want to make you aware of is I've never been able to do online marketing, never been able to generate a lead. I found a company 6 months ago, and the company's name is Royaltie. And from that point forward, I'm from the baby boomer era. So I've never been able to do online marketing, but when I found Royaltie, I put my hands on Royaltie and learned quickly some things that helps on online marketing. One, content marketing. Content marketing is amazing. I'll give you the results in 1 second. Social marketing. I did one social marketing post and received over 100 leads to build whatever business I want to build. Also, when you have content marketing, social marketing, there's another part that we learned, which is called lead magnets. These things are things I was never aware of until I found Royaltie. And because of Royaltie, I'm able to generate leads off the internet that I was never able to do as a baby boomer. Now I can generate leads on my own. And with that, I'm able to build my business. So let me express something to you. If you're a baby boomer, or if you've ever wanted to use online marketing to build whatever business you're in, whether it be direct sales, network marketing, small business, whatever that can be, Royaltie has brought everything together under one roof where it's simple to do, it's affordable, and it goes very, very fast. So my results are simple. When I started using content marketing 3 weeks ago, I've literally put 6 pieces of content on my Facebook page. And because of that, I've acquired 26 new leads. Very simple. I can put it up in 15 seconds, a content marketing post. Also, social marketing, as I expressed before, I was able to do that. Over 100 leads on the first social marketing that I put up. So if you're intimidated, if you're a baby boomer, and you happen to be in another business, and you need something to tap into the online marketing space, please look at Royaltie, because I'm telling you, Royaltie right now is a phenomenal company at what they do. Wait until they're about to announce something that's going to take this online marketing by storm. Folks, I'm just going to tell you, artificial intelligence, and that's all I'm going to say. It's something that will make this company even more than a blue ocean company it is right now. Blue ocean company defining means the only one of its kind. Royaltie is the only one of its kind. It's a blue ocean company, and I'm telling you, imagine not having to learn how to do online marketing, but being able to do online marketing because everything is done for you, which brings us to Royaltie's new slogan. Marketing online, done. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much for sharing, Ron. So everyone give a shout out to Ron and Laura. We want to say thank you once again for sharing your great testimonials about Royaltie. This is something that we are going to continue to do, Justin and I. We will do this on our Tuesday and Thursday Q&A session. So we'll give people the opportunity to come on live and share their testimonial with us. And we're super excited to introduce more people here that are loving their results with Royaltie on our Q&A. So everyone, make sure that you give them a shout out. Congratulations, Laura and Ron. We're super excited for your results. And we look forward to hearing from more people on our Tuesday, Thursday Facebook Lives. So Justin, you can get right into the Q&A if you'd like. Ready to go? Okay. All right. Let's start out with some of your questions. You have the opportunity right now. Ask any question that you'd like inside of our chat, and I will do my best to hand it on over to Justin. And our founder will answer the questions for you. Okay, how long does approval of an online ad pin take?
During our regular, we approve ads 7 days a week during kind of extended business hours, right? Like we do 7 a.m. till 8 p.m. Eastern time. So if you submit an ad during those hours, should be approved within hours. Outside of those hours, then you have to wait till morning.
Right on.
But by the way, remember, right? If all you're doing is changing the targeting, the location or the whatever the age range or something like that. If all you're doing is changing targeting, not the content of the ad itself, then it bypasses our review. We don't have to look at the ad again. We'll just send it on to the ad networks for their review, so that it can be much faster if all you're changing is the targeting. But if you're changing the image or the messaging on the ad itself, then we do need to look at it again.
Thanks, Justin. When is the AI launch date?
November 23rd, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Awesome. Will the email campaigns become easier to follow up with leads? I think that was when we were talking about AI and artificial intelligence, and that whole done for you email. Will that be easier for people?
Yeah. So
I think that's what you were saying, Andrea. I hope I'm clarifying well.
Yeah. I think the email campaigns are already pretty easy, right? You create a campaign, link it to a landing page. When someone submits their info through the landing page, you can kick off an automated campaign to that person, right? So, or if you have a lead in your contacts, you can go to the contact and you can add them to any campaign you want. So if there's ways we can make that easier, let me know. But I feel like it's pretty easy. What we are introducing as part of the November 23rd launch is the concept of a automated email newsletter. Okay, so this is really cool, right? Every day you'll get suggested articles, videos, posts, etc. Right? That we will recommend that you post on social media. After you share it on social media, you will be prompted. We'll just suggest, hey, would you like to post this article on your blog, on your landing page, because you're gonna have a blog section. And you're going to say yes, and then we're going to say, would you like to email this article to to your followers, right? The people that are on the list associated with that landing page, and you're just going to say yes, and an email newsletter will go out, right? That's some pretty cool automation, right? Just to summarize all that, you sign up and your landing page is automatically built. Your email newsletter is built and formatted and ready to go. Your blog is ready to go. We will be recommending all kinds of content based on your industry, but also based on what your audience is responding to, right? That's where the machine learning, really comes into play. And you will be able to post that content on your social media. You will be able to update your blog live, which will help with the search engine ranking of your landing page. And you will be able to send a newsletter all in 3 clicks, right? That's awesome, right? And the more you post, the more the system will learn, oh, this is the kind of content that your specific audience responds to more than this other type of content. right? And so the system will get smarter and smarter about the types of recommendations of articles, videos, posts that we're recommending to you, and that's all custom, right? So it's a lot, right? Like, but that's a level of automation that literally does not exist anywhere else.
Thanks, Justin. When using content marketing, is it a recommendation to add your landing page to the form description?
You can. It's not going to hurt, right? The person who sees the article, wants to read the article, wants to watch the video, is going to enter their contact information, and they will be automatically added to the list associated with your landing page. So you can easily also get in touch with them afterwards, right? You can, depending on the fields you require, you can, send a follow-up email. You can call them up, right? Like you can send them a link to your landing page. You could text them a link to your landing page. You can follow up in different ways. If you want to add your landing page to the description, by all means, it's not a bad idea. It's probably good.
Yeah. This is from Laura Marie Host. She's asking about the free leads from the company. Where are these leads from? How long ago did they opt in? I guess the page, yes, you can see the page that they opted into, or what that lead is interested in by your landing page that they are associated with. And will there be a way to sort these leads in the future from leads that we generate? So basically, where are the free leads coming from?
We have a search engine partner who shares with us people who are interested in your business category in your area. So we share those as sort of added value. Being able to sort them and refine filtering of those in the future is possible. I can assure you it will not happen before November 23rd, though, because we have our hands full. But yeah, we can do that.
This is from Joanna. She says, is there a glossary in the back office or in your account where you can go check out where the icons and column names actually mean?
Oh, you mean sort of like the I don't know, as an example, like the impression icon or the click icon on an online ad? No. Look, no, we're not going to. Glossary is not probably the best way to do that. The best, I think, probably a better way to do that would be just like a mouse over info thing. Like when and you've seen this a million times, right? Like when you put your on your landing, on desktop, when you put your mouse over something, sometimes more information will come up. That's probably a better way to do that.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm reading the question.
Yes,
this is Mark. Said, easy question in the back office or in your account, back office. What are our points used for? I think you're talking about the points on your dashboard for the CRM sales, how there are points back there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. We haven't talked about this in a while. So we in the CRM, there's a thing in your account, there's a thing called dashboard. Click on that, and we have built a sales management tool where you can keep track of your leads and your follow-up efforts and your the customers that you win and all that stuff. And to make it fun, right, and rewarding, and to be able to kind of compare, this month versus last month, or your, how your sales activity versus others in your team or whatever. We've kind of created a point system, right, to kind of gamify it, right, make the whole thing fun. I think what you should definitely expect from us, as we talked about this before, but we're going to be revisiting that CRM, dashboard area, and doing a massive overhaul of that. It's close, but it's not ideal. I think we don't always get things completely right the first time, and I think that we focus too much on sales activity when in hindsight, now that we have a much better sense of the value that we bring, we should have focused more on marketing activity. So over the next few months, like 3-4 months, you're going to see us kind of reposition that dashboard from being one that focuses on sales activity, meaning like phone calls and meetings and all that follow-up stuff and winning like winning a customer, right, to more marketing focused activity, things that are all about generating interest in your business, which is really where we add value, right? Like we absolutely define ourselves as a marketing technology company, right, which is all about generating interest in your business, not a sales technology company, which is about turning that interest into customers. Okay, so we will reposition the dashboard from a sales-based feature to one that is entirely about marketing. So please expect to see way more data about your overall marketing efforts, like to be able to see in one place how your ads are performing, how your social media posts are performing, how your emails are performing. Like that's really, really cool, because there's not a lot of like other systems, maybe no other systems out there where you can see those types of marketing analytics across different platforms all in one place, like LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, email, text message when we do it, online advertising, right? Like all of those analytics all in one place. And to take that to another level, imagine being the leader of a team of 100 people or 1,000 people or 1 million people, right? And being able to see all of the marketing activities across all of those platforms for every single person on your team. Like that's a really unique, powerful tool that is going to be hugely valuable to leaders out there. And the best part about marketing data is it doesn't require any manual data entry. Like you won't have to do anything other than use the product, which is also automated, and all of that data will automatically be collected in that area. So I'm really excited about that. It's something we've been, wanting to do for a long time. Obviously, we got to release the AI, we got to refine it. But I hope that like January, February, we can, get back to the CRM, because, like CRM is not a very flashy or sexy topic, but I promise you, it's going to be, and like we're going to really bring some innovation to that area.
Right on. Thanks, Justin. We roll out a way to email blast all of your contacts in one list. But here's a way. You can email all of your contacts in your list right away, right? In your contact section, you can just send out one blast email with email. Why do you want to get in before AI rolls out?
Well, two things, okay? Before November, anyone who's a customer before November 23rd, the online ads that you have right now are like the numbers that you have, like whether it's 5,000 or 10,000 or 50,000, depending on your plan, those aren't going to change. You're going to keep exactly the same number of ads that you have today. You're going to keep that after the 23rd. People who sign up after November 23rd are going to get half as many online ads. And that reduction is how we're paying for the enormous expense of rolling out a AI platform without changing any prices. Okay, so people who sign up before the 23rd, your online ads stay exactly as they are. People who sign up after the 23rd will get $2,500 at the starter level, $5,000 at entrepreneur, $25,000 at small business. So that's one good reason. The other part of that people are asking is sort of like, well, why now? Why not on November 22nd? And I always laugh about that one, because it's sort of like, well, do you care about like your actual business? If you do care about your actual business, then why wait? Like, why do yourself in the real world where you've got a family to feed, right? Like, why do yourself the disservice of waiting for kind of no reason when you could be taking advantage of all of the amazing tools that we have today?
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Justin. This is from Laura Marijo. She says, will there be an option for two-step opt-in landing page? For page 1, asks for their name and email. The second page asks for their address or something different. But for right now, the required field is email, so it asks twice, which doesn't work well with the
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you can do that now, but it's like with you can have kind of like a few landing pages in a row, but it's going to create kind of like a separate contact each time, which I get is not, exactly what you want to do probably. What you're talking about is sort of like a multi-step form where you kind of break your form up into like 3 steps or 4 steps. That's a cool idea. Yeah, you see lots of websites that kind of break up their onboarding into a sequence to kind of make it more, I don't know, palatable, right? Less intimidating, right? Rather than answer 10 questions, you answer name and email, and then you answer these 3 questions on the next screen, and then and then we're almost done, right? Just one more step, right? Yeah, I get that. That's cool. That's smart. I'm gonna write that down.
As a current customer, will you be able to upgrade to a higher package and get the current amount of ads after the release of AI?
Nope. No, after November 23rd, the new subscriptions are the new subscriptions for everybody.
Right on. No putting things in the chat to try to get me to it. Awesome. Did I answer everything already? What happened here? Yeah. Yes, we've talked about separating free leads from other leads, Laura. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a big deal to clarify the source of the leads, right? So we can do that. I just can't allocate any resource right now to that.
Okay. Any other questions? I think we got them all.
Wow.
That's pretty good. Okay, this is concerning email. Some users and friends have found some email in spam, even trying to respect the rule. When do you think this problem will be, or when do you think this problem will be solved?
Solved. I mean, I don't think it's something that is solved or solvable, right? Like different email providers have different scoring systems, and they decide in different ways how things go to spam. Like what we do is we optimize everything we can possibly optimize behind the scenes, right? So if you look up acronyms like DKIM or DMARC, right? DKIM, DMARC, like these are, there's authentication things that we put in place, right? To kind of give the best possible chance of an email reaching, the inbox. But there are limitations, right? There's other factors that are beyond our control, and so we, like the email provider that we use, their name is SendGrid. They're a huge company. They're owned by an even huger company. They're an enterprise grade email system. We do everything we possibly can to optimize the delivery, but there's different, there's sort of like scoring, like email scoring systems, and a lot of that relies on the content that's in there. And just because you don't use like certain trigger words does not mean that the scoring systems are not more sophisticated than just looking for a few isolated words. So look, that's the reality, right? Like we do everything we can to optimize, but for sure, like we're never going to be at a point where every email stays out of spam. No one can do that. It's impossible.
Yeah. Thanks, Justin. How many ad pins can you have? Okay, I've heard people say that you can ask to have several ad pins and not just 1 or 2. Is that true?
It's true. But you can't you have to have at least 5,000 impressions on an ad pin. We're not going to be dividing, down to like, 100 impressions on, 50 ad pin. Like it's not that it's like a technological problem. Like we could do it, but it doesn't provide any value to you. and it does you a disservice because it creates a very unrealistic expectation. Like if you divide, like 5,000 impressions into, whatever, 50 pins of like 100 each, you might expect that every pin is going to deliver you something, and that's just not going to happen, right? Like 5,000 is already a very, very small number of impressions, like very small, right? Like 50, 100 clicks a month would be like a good solid result, right? And your landing page converting that into like 5, 6, 7 leads. So we're talking about like already a very, very small number and a small budget, right? Like out of the $57, it shouldn't be a surprise that not all of the 57 is going to the advertising spend. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a business, we wouldn't have an affiliate program, right? Like so, dividing it further doesn't help anyone, and it creates an unrealistic expectation. So that being said, if you have like a 10, if you have like a 10 and you want to divide it into 5s, sure.
Yeah. Hold on. Thanks, Justin. The additional ads, will the price change after the 23rd?
Nope.
Why do you think Royaltie is different from other marketing systems? Is that what you mean, Nadine?
Why are we different? Well, our team is awesome. I mean, our leadership team, but every single person in our company, I think, is awesome. But so that's definitely part of it, because at the end of the day, it's all about people. If you want kind of a more like, I don't know, product focused answer, I would say I would put it like this. I would say that there's not a lot of companies out there that have realized that within the area of small business, there's a huge range of what that means. Okay, like small business is anyone from like, I don't know, like if my kids open a lemonade stand this weekend, all the way to a car dealership doing $5 million in revenue or $10 million in revenue a year. That's all classified as small business. Okay, so that's a huge range, and within that range, the tech companies have really focused on the high end of that, like the top most most complex and most sophisticated end of that range, where you have restaurants, fitness clubs, car dealerships that have millions in revenue, and large teams of 10, 20, 30 staff, and resource to like hire external marketing agencies like that. Those are the companies in marketing technology have focused on that end of the spectrum, and they've kind of wrongly assumed that every small business is like that, and it's not. And it wasn't obvious to us either, but over time we've realized that there's this much larger group of people with the independent business owner, and that's hundreds of millions of business owners, and the independent business owner is very different from the car dealership or the restaurant, right? They don't have the staff, they don't have the budget, they face a completely different set of challenges, and the solutions that are being created, which are like ostensibly for all small business owners, don't work. Like they do not work for the independent business owner. We get that. Like to our core. And I think we're one of the only companies that really understands the difference between small business and micro business. And we are entirely focused on empowering the independent solopreneur micro business owner to succeed. So I'd say that, like, it's great people and great culture, and also a very kind of like different focus on and we know exactly who our customer is, and it's a group of people that have been ignored by other tech companies, by most other tech companies.
Thanks, Justin. This is from DePaul. It says, is it possible to add a notification once your email gets sent out, or a graph in the back office instead of just the numbers and percent?
Can we do more with email analytics? 1,000%, my friend. Yeah. We will.
Mm-hmm. What's the app used to verify email addresses?
No. And I hope you're not talking about Uplook.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, so there's this tool that we built in the mobile app, and it's great, and it's called Uplook, and you enter an email address, okay, and we have a search engine that will look for anything else that we can find online that's associated with that email address, and we can and when you use that tool, try it, please, because it's really cool. We can pull back other things that are associated with that email address, like the person's Facebook account, maybe, or the person's photo, or the person's phone number, or where they went to, high school, or what, their favorite food is. Like we pull back some interesting things sometimes, right? Like half the time we pull back more information about that's associated with that email address. Half the time we don't find anything. That doesn't mean that the email address isn't real. It just means that we can't find anything. Okay? Like that, and that's a really important distinction, because I think people misinterpret if we don't find anything, they think that means, sometimes people think that means the email address isn't real, and nothing that couldn't be further from the truth. It just means we couldn't find anything. Maybe our search engine isn't perfect. Of course it's not. Maybe that person just doesn't have anything else online associated with that email address.
Yeah.
Both things are absolutely possible, and in many cases, absolutely true. Okay? So please don't confuse Uplook as some kind of verification tool, because you could be throwing away perfectly good leads if you make that false assumption.
Where do we find Uplook?
Mobile, contacts, add new contact, and it'll come up in the menu.
Yeah, right on your Royaltie app. Okay, so go to your App Store, Google Play Store, Royaltie. Question. You got to follow me here. Is it possible for me to offer a white paper file and also include an opt-in to buy call to action after they get the file?
So you can, as part of a contact form, you can offer a PDF download.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That would be my simplest recommendation. Then after that, if you want to take them to another landing page to, sell them something, then by all means.
For sure. All right. Awesome. I think we answered all the questions here today. You also have the opportunity, you can ask your questions at support@royaltie.com. You can also log into your account with us here at Royaltie. Bottom right-hand corner, the champagne-colored button. Click on it, and we'll say Start Live Video Chat. And we have the most amazing support ever, where you can talk to a marketing specialist face-to-face right there, live on Zoom 7 days a week. Make sure that you are using it. Shout out to our amazing support. Thank you all so much for being here. A special thanks to Laura and Ron for sharing their testimonials. Thanks, Justin. Can't wait to see you all in Vegas. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.